these students need to take the education loans because they are not able to afford the study fees. So they need to spend their money prudently. However, majority of the students nowadays do not have financial stability during their during their studies because they are having a low level of financial literacy. So that the financial management behavior and practice are important to the student because in order to the student to have a proper personal financial management, and also a student must have a knowledge about what are the factors that are affecting money management behavior. So we move to the problem segment. Many of the students are not aware of personal financial management and also have overspent their money. This behavior can lead to the students to have the financial problems and also will make them to face a difficulty in the future. For example, of financial problems include of cost of living, transportation, studies fees, and also the student have to be prepared to deal with the unexpected emergency. So this situation of financial problems were happening among the students is because they are lack of financial literacy and skills. According to Novitilities 2006, he mentions that um, the poor financial management skills can lead them to the higher debt and also lower financial satisfaction. And Lucas 2001 also mentioned that the youth nowadays are surrounded in a culture of debt and borrowing in order to have a luxurious and expensive lifestyles. And the technologies nowadays also have been improved by having online purchasing website, which is more easier and encourage the student to spend their money by place their online orders. So as a result, they do not have any enough savings for their future, and also due to this unhealthy spending habits, it can lead them to have debt and borrowing problems. So it is very important for the students to have the knowledge what are the factors that affecting money management behavior, so that they will be more aware of on how they manage their money and also they can spend their money prudently. So for the objectives, I will pass to the Mariam Sophia.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I will explain on research objective. The objective of the research has five. For the first objective is to examine the relationship between economic factor and students' money management behavior. Economic factor helps an individual in making financial management decisions, which consist education sources to manage their money and usage of credit card. Next is the relationship between social and students' money management behavior. In social factor, it is important to note that social networks are provided rather than rosy image of person's life as the technology nowadays become more advanced and more improved. The third objective is the relationship between psychological factor and students' money management behavior. This factor focus on how an individual interact with the world, and the aspect of the psychological include self-identity, emotions, and personality of an individual. Um, for the fourth objective is to investigate the factors affecting money management behavior to the students, as they need to be more aware on how to manage their personal finance, the influence between the factors. And the last objective is to know which one of the factors is the most influence in money management behavior that leads to the financial problems and overspending of the students. Next, I will move to in explanation on methodology and data analysis. For research design, the quantitative research design was selected in this study by using a stratified sampling method to collect all the data on factors affecting money management behavior. For the data collection, primary data has been used for this research. Uh, in in data collection, and to collect all the data, we survey the questionnaire to the respondent, which are the students of KPTM Bangi. And for the framework of this research indicates the factors affecting money management behavior. The factors, which are economic factors, social factor, and psychological factor, can affect the students can, can affect on how the student manage their personal finance. Next presenter, I will pass to Nazhan Nafiq.
Okay, thank you, Mariam. Assalamualaikum. And so, firstly, I will talk about the population in KPTM Bangi. In KPTM Bangi, there are 4,371 students. But for the sample, we take about 200 students from 4,371 students. For the research instruments, we use research questionnaire because the instruments are inexpensive and can give the questionnaire in person, on the phone, by email or mail. For this research, we use Google Form for the research instrument. And for the data analysis, we using statistical package for the social science, which is SPSS, to analyze data that we have collected. And there are 5 analyses we use to analyze the data, which are normality test, frequency analysis, descriptive analysis, reliability analysis, and regression analysis. For the normality test, this test is used to determine whether the sample of data fits the standard model of distribution. We need to know normal distribution before deciding which statistical test must be used to determine relationship between two variables. The normal distribution is when the skewness is between -1 to +1, and when kurtosis is -3 to +3. The data is for this research, the data is normally distributed, as both the skewness and kurtosis are between the cutoff. For the frequency analysis, frequency analysis is the number of times an event occurs in statistics. So there are three frequency for this research, which are gender, age, and cost. For next is descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis is
Naza, I don't think so that you need to explain all the normality tests, all the analysis that you have. You just have summarizing it.
all right.
Okay.
For descriptive analysis, these measures for mean, median, and mode for the descriptive analysis. And for reliability analysis, the value of Chrombat alpha is bigger than 0.8, which considered as good, which the variable reflects good reliability. And for this research, all items are good reliability. as all the items have bigger than 0.8 Chromebooks alpha. And lastly, regression. Regression is to examine the relationship between two variables by fitting a linear equation to measure data. For this research, we find that our linear regression analysis predicts the linear regression function to be y equal to 0.604 plus 0.762 plus 0.126 minus 0.33. So next, I will pass to Shahmaira.
Okay, thank you Nazhan. So I will present on the findings. The previous findings reported that all the factors which are economic, social and psychological factors influence the money management behavior among the students and interact with each other. However, in these findings, the result is slightly different. For economic factors, it showed a significant relationship with money management behavior. This result is consistent with previous finding where economic are mostly influence the students' money management behavior. From the findings, students are always buy or spend their money by choose the lowest cost item. Next is social factors. Show the insignificant relationship between money management behavior. The student money management behavior are less affected by social factor which is influencing by people around them such as their family and friends. And lastly, for psychological factors also show the insignificant or negative relationship between money management behavior. Psychological factors included temptation and the students' ability to learn lessons from their careless on spending money. Thus, the both social and psychological factors are inconsistent with previous findings. Okay, next is conclusion. As the recommendation, first is we recommended to next researcher or future research to have larger sample size. It is because in the study only use students in KPTM Bangi as the respondents and had caused the inconsistent and limit in findings and results. But if the larger sample size used, the research will be more accurate, precise and detailed. Okay, next is include other factors. The factors used in this study are only economic, social and psychological factors. Thus, the future research may include more factors other than these three factors, such as life pressure, culture or religious factors. It is because based on the analysis, there are only 51.9% of economic, social and psychological factors that influence the money management behavior and other 49.1% are from another factors. By include another factors, the people or students especially will be more aware and carefully manage their money. So in conclusion, the study found that the most influence factors influence money management is economic factors, while social and psychological factors are not affecting the students in KPTM Bangi. Therefore, the student must be aware on economic factors in control their money management and spending behavior. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, Doctor, do you have any questions for them?
I do have several questions. Okay, right. You explained about economic factors just now. Can you explain a little bit more? What do you understand about economic factors based on your framework? What do you consider as economic factors?
what I understand about economic factor is due to the surrounding of the students. As we mainly focus of the students of the capital environment, we may look at the cost of living there is higher because Bani was located in the city. So I guess the student have limited money to spending their needs, and if they not have any education about saving money or financial saving, they might be overspending. And
Okay, your point is economic factors is based on social life or even cost of living. That's one point
yes.
for economic factors. Okay. My second question is that very simple. What is your risk? What are the challenges when you conduct the research? Because I'm seeing that you got sample around 200 students out of 4,000 students total. So what are the main challenges in your research? What are the difficulties of collecting more respondents, perhaps?
I think one of challenges is to distribute the and to collect the sample, because from 4,371 students, definitely we just can collect around 200 is already difficult to collect.
So one thing is that you need to narrow down your population so that you can collect more. Let's say you got the current students, perhaps, right? Your members, your friends, let's say perhaps on 300 students, so you can get around at least half of it. So one of the strategies. So maybe in your presentations, you should include what are the challenges because you'll not be able to cope the numbers of the sampling. Okay, I think you guys did a very good job. Well done. Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. So we move into the next group.
Thank you.